So with this one, I'm gonna get some scissors and I'm gonna cut it down. See what I'm talking about? What you doing in there? That's all right, I got something for you. Men don't give a dang, y'all. It's like, I'm gonna do what I'm gonna do. Hey friends, welcome back to another video. If you are new here, I am Tiffany and I'm growing in zone 9A, Southern Alabama. I'm trying to get into the spirit of saying that, y'all, because I feel like we friends and y'all need to know my name and y'all also need to know where I'm gardening at, just in case y'all in our area and you want to take some notes or whatever the case may be. But anywho, we are doing potatoes today. This is our last round of potatoes that we're gonna start, and I'm proud to say your girl actually doing an experiment with these potatoes. So we done already started 2 batches of potatoes already. This is our 3rd and final batch. And this time, look what I did, y'all. Can y'all believe I cut the potatoes up? I separated the eyes of the potatoes. Now, the way I'm doing this experiment, I'm starting both batches of the potatoes today. I got 2 separate buckets, which I'm gonna show y'all as I do this. And then I got some potatoes that are still whole, overgrown might I add. And then I have the ones that we cut up and let them kind of scab over. The reason why people say do this is so the potatoes won't rot in the soil. Now last year I did not let them scab over and I did not cut them up, and people was on my head. So I was like, you know what, this year I'm gonna try and I'm gonna see if it really make a difference, because I be trying to have my little comebacks and know what I'm talking about, because y'all made it seem like if I ain't scab them over, then they wasn't gonna grow right. So we're gonna see if it works. Have y'all ever tried to grow potatoes with y'all eyes this long? So when they grow this long, I've never tried this before, but when they get this long, you definitely want to make sure you're careful because they're real flimsy. So it's kind of delicate. So when I'm planting them in the soil, I want to make sure I'm not being too rough with them. Now it would be better for me to just plant these deep and not do the healing method with them, but I think I'm gonna still do the healing method with it, y'all. I just got to figure out how I'm gonna do it. Now the ones like this, it's gonna be real easy for me to just plant them down and still let them kind of grow up and do the healing method with it and kind of be done with it. Now I was thinking about taking some of them, which I am gonna do this, and cutting them down just a little bit so they're not super long and so they won't break so easy. So we are gonna do that, but first we're gonna go ahead on and get our mix together. Now for this mix, I'm doing 30%, 30%, 20%, 10%. But I'm gonna show y'all as I do it. So this is what we got going on. In this bucket, I have peat moss. That's the only thing that I have in here. And I got 30% of peat moss that's in this bucket. I'm going to do 30% of black cow, which I have right here. And let's go ahead on and do that. And while I'm doing this, y'all feel free to leave in the comments, what do y'all do with y'all potatoes? Like, what do y'all plant them in? Do y'all use a soil that's already kind of put together and made up? Or do y'all like to mix your own soil? I've heard that potatoes don't like a whole lot of nutrients in them. So I'm not gonna do too much. I'm mad at myself for touching this black cow with no gloves on. Like, girl, what you thinking about? And it's moist. I don't like dealing with no soil or manure that's moist already. They say it's best to get the ones that's dry, but I end up getting this delivered from Walmart. I was too lazy to go to Walmart, y'all. And plus I was at work and I was like, I want to get it delivered while I'm at work. That way it'll be one less thing for me to have to do, delegate stuff. My 30% is gonna be 10 scoops of this, because that's what I did for the peat moss. I did 10 scoops. Y'all know old me wouldn't even measure this out, but I'm trying to do right and take some extra steps this year and experiment a little bit more. And y'all know I can't walk and chew bubble gum, so let me stop all this talking while I'm doing this, because I'll lose my count. I think that was 5 scoops. All right. I feel like I used about half of the bag for that, so we just gonna eyeball the rest of this for the other bucket. Y'all know I wasn't gonna do right for long, right? Okay, so we're gonna add 5 scoops of the perlite. 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. I most definitely should have a mask on, but it's okay, y'all. I know y'all say you always somebody it's okay. I feel like this black cow is so chunky. Doing this is reminding me of why I like using pre-mixed soil. So I ain't got to worry about all this. When I did it in using the Happy Frog, I just poured it in there and pop my potatoes down. And if you don't use peat moss, if you prefer to use cocoa core, you definitely can. Y'all know I had this peat moss, so I've been trying to use it up. I feel like it's good to have though. I didn't realize that until now, but I feel like it's good to have it. Oh, and y'all, another subject. I am not enjoying them strawberries, y'all. I done harvested from them a few times, but they're just not sweet. I don't know if it's the variety that we got or what, but we got 3 different types of varieties, and they just not sweet at all. So if y'all grow strawberries and y'all got some that are like actually sweet, tell me what variety y'all grow. And what zone are you in growing that variety? Because some varieties grow better in certain areas, so that's something else that I have to take into consideration. I got the Sweet Sensation variety as well as the Camino Real, and I believe it's Whopper, the Whopper strawberries. I don't know what's up with that. I really think that's good. And honestly, y'all, I really don't have to add the garden soil in here, but I am gonna add a little bit to it just to give it a little bit more oomph. And this is soil that I already used. This like that soil that I've been throwing old plants in and dumping stuff that just didn't do well. That's the soil this is. So now when you're doing something like that, you are at a risk of having quite a few volunteer plants. So I probably shouldn't do this, but I'm gonna do it anyway. Then we're gonna sprinkle in some bone meal. I did three of these scoops of bone meal. I might as well scoop it in this one too. I had to go get my kneeler, y'all. It was getting rough on your girl knees. So we got our worm castings that we're gonna add. I'm gonna do about 4 scoops of the worm castings. That's the 3rd one. That's the 4th one. I'm gonna mix this up, and this is ready for our potatoes. Now, I didn't expect to have this much soil in here, so I won't have to hill them that much, but I am gonna plant them pretty deep. Now, when I do top the potatoes off, I am gonna use this garden soil that I already then grew stuff in. So just the FYI, because I'm sure I'm not gonna show y'all every time I top them off. And we're gonna see what happens. We're gonna see if magic gonna happen from it. Now, I was gonna let these grow in the greenhouse, but I'm not. Cause these containers right here, they pretty flimsy. I like the size of them, but they flimsy, y'all. So now with our potatoes, since this is a 17-gallon one, I am gonna put 4 of my eyes in here. So I'm gonna separate them pretty good. And this is what they look like. I may need to put, let's do this little one. So we're gonna go down pretty deep with it. It'll peek his little head back up when it's ready. So another reason why I decided to cut these potatoes up is because the other potatoes that we actually planted, I noticed that even though they only maybe had 1 eye on it, it could be growing an eye somewhere else, but it's maybe so small when you first plant it to where you don't see it. So it could like take over the spot that you got it in. I'm gonna say for example, this whole potato right here, you only see 1 eye that's growing out, right? If you're not really paying attention, you'll only think it's 1 eye growing out of here. But right around the corner, you got another one that's peeking out. So it's really 2 eyes on here. And it could be another spot that eyes may be coming out that you may not be able to see right this instant. But once you get under the soil and get the nutrients and stuff like that, I noticed that it start growing another eye. And then it's like it's a big fiasco in a small spot. So you may be thinking you only growing a potato with 1 eye on it, then it come out, end up having about 4 or 5, and it takes over the space that you're growing it in, if that makes sense. Yeah, that's another reason why I was like, let me cut them up and see if it makes a difference. All right, so we got 5 of those potatoes in here, y'all. So that one is done. I'm not gonna do the other one on camera with y'all, or yes I am, because this is a different one. So with this one, I'm gonna get some scissors and I'm gonna cut it down to about right here. That way it'll be easier for me to go ahead on and plant them in. All right, y'all, so this how I'm gonna do the cutting of this. I'm gonna just take it and snip the top of it and hope it don't affect nothing. So I'm not gonna do like that with all of them. I'm gonna just do it like that with a few of them just in case I'm doing that the wrong way, because I've never done it before. Y'all know me, it's always just an experiment. So like I even got this one that I kind of cut up. I should have put it in the other one. I really feel like I got too many potatoes, y'all. I'm gonna leave this one alone because I like how thick the stem is. And look, y'all see how this is growing a little part out? I think that's where the potato is supposed to come from. And y'all told me it's eyes to the skies, so that's what I'm doing. Eyes to the skies, y'all. Eyes to the skies. Cause I remember when Tony was planting his in the green stock, I was like, I don't know what way they supposed to go. I don't know if they supposed to go up, down, round and round. I don't think it matters, but y'all told me that. You want to make sure the eyes are pointed up. So that's what I am doing, you guys. Now this one I'm a little bit worried about because y'all see how it is. So let's see. Let's plant this one instead. I may have to cut this other one because or I'll just bury it deeper. It's poking out. I don't want the stem part to be out. I want to make sure it's in there. Yeah, I definitely got too many potatoes. Too many potatoes because I still got all these, y'all. See how that look like it's starting to get rotted a little bit? So that's kind of why I want to go ahead on and get them planted out because I don't know. It's like getting little hairs on it. And actually, I got a couple more spots in the green stock that I could put it in, but I'm worried because I already had put the other potatoes in there and they've been growing for quite a bit. So once it's time to harvest the other potatoes, then these won't be ready. So that's another reason why I'm kind of like, Now I could dedicate another green stock to our potatoes, like do a 3-tier. It's either I'm gonna have to throw these away, which I know y'all don't want to hear that because that's being wasteful, or I'm gonna just have to find a spot for them by this weekend. So, and since we over here by the greenhouse working today, I want to show y'all some stuff. Next week, I know y'all sick of me talking about this vacation because I've been naming a laundry list full of stuff that I'm gonna do while I'm on vacation. But for real though, next week while I'm on vacation, I'm gonna get in here and really get this greenhouse how I want it to be. Now, I told y'all that I was gonna actually grow something in the green stock inside of the greenhouse, but I'm not. I changed my mind about that. I actually have something else that's gonna be growing in here. So this is gonna be gone. I'm gonna throw out this box, my little bin that I use to add my extra soil and stuff. That's gonna be gone. I'm gonna have to find another spot for it. And then this right here, this rack, I'm gonna find another spot for it. I think I'm gonna put this in the garage and just use it for like my different little knick-knack stuff. Maybe get some containers to put seeds in, any type of fertilizers or anything like that I have in the garage. More than likely, that's what I'm gonna use this rack for. We're gonna leave our bistro set in here. Remember, I was telling y'all I didn't know which way I wanted to go with the bistro set, but the bistro set is so easy to move around to where I'm gonna just leave it in here. So on the days when I do want to come out here and hang out and just relax, I can have the door open and just, catch a vibe in here. The peanuts, they're not gonna stay in here either. I'm gonna leave them in here for right now, but they're gonna go under the tree area with the other stuff. Now our Vago tomato planter that we got our cucumber growing in, that's gonna stay in here. I feel like the cucumber is doing pretty good in here. Now yesterday when I got off work, I had this door closed and I had the vents closed, so when I came and checked on the cucumber, I noticed it was like super droopy. But before I left back out, I ended up opening the door back and I came back probably like 3 hours later and I noticed that the plant was back standing up and in its normal state. So I'm thinking that it's getting too hot in here, which I already knew that was gonna happen. So I have to make sure that I'm leaving the door open and leaving these vents up. I do have the little small fan, but I feel like I need a bigger fan than the small one that we showed y'all in previous videos, because I don't think that's gonna get it for us this summer. But yeah, so we definitely gonna grow something in here this summer. So y'all don't think the plan about us growing something in here has changed, because it has not. Somebody had told me to try watermelon in there, and I think I kind of want to try some watermelon in here, even though I told y'all I was growing watermelon only in the green stock and I was going to do just the sugar baby watermelon. But I do have some orange flesh watermelon that I could possibly do in there. And I'm going to do one singular. Now I ain't gonna tell y'all about that, just in case I change my mind. I ain't gonna even open my mouth. I ain't gonna say nothing. But while I got y'all here, I do want to show y'all our Easy Cute bed, because I have did some small changes to it. I ain't gonna say it's like major changes, but I did do a couple of small changes to it. The small changes being, I added 3 pepper plants. So if y'all remember, I told y'all that I was gonna do dill in this corner. I changed my mind, y'all. I'm gonna just do the 3 pepper plants over here, and I'm hoping all of these is shishito pepper plants, because they don't get real big. If one of them is the Melrose, then I'm in trouble because they get kind of big. But I end up adding this little tomato cage around one of them to kind of help contain at least one of them, y'all, because I won't be able to fit 3 of these in this bed. So, and then our other pepper plant, the one that I believe is a Melrose plant, I got it over here by this cucumber, which now that I'm thinking about it, I may be in trouble with that. But we're going to see. We'll cross that bridge when we get there. The good thing about this cucumber plant, though, it is like a container variety. So I think it'll be okay as long as I contain it with this tomato cage. So, yeah. And then it still got the blooms on it. Still blooming. Our pepper has gotten bigger. Our one little singular pepper. And then we got more flowers. More flowers. So I just think this thing gonna be loaded this year. Who was here when I was crying about not getting them pepper plants right? I say I was crying, but when I was complaining about not getting the pepper plants right, now look at me. A pepper growing machine. Pepper, pepper, pepper time. Oh, and another thing too, y'all, I noticed it was some bug damage on this blueberry foliage. Last year I didn't have this issue. I believe it's like the army worms and caterpillars that's eating at this, because yesterday when I came out here, I saw a big pretty caterpillar that was hanging out right here, and I had to go ahead on, take it off and smush it. Cause they tearing up these leaves. Like this one right here, see a little bite marks. Then got some down here. It's just a lot of bug damage. And I know it's some type of caterpillar because see how they be making a little cocoon, so to speak. See what I'm talking about? What you doing in there? That's all right, I got something for you. Or is that a snail, y'all? I don't know what it is, but you don't belong here. I do know that. I don't got on these lemon pepper steppers for none, y'all. So yeah, but yeah, whatever it is, they've been tearing this foliage up, and I did not plan for that. And they leave like something that look webby behind. So if y'all grow blueberries and y'all notice like any type of bug damage or anything like that on your foliage, let me know what y'all use to kind of combat that or get rid of that, or do y'all use anything at all? We gonna have to use something around here because I work too dang hard on these blueberries with mixing the soil from scratch for them to be coming through and eating everything up. I was worried about the birds coming, but the birds ain't came yet because these blueberries ain't ripe yet. But I already know I'm gonna have to fight them too this year, unless I put on my netting. All right, y'all, so I'm gonna insert this clip. It's been about 6 days since I got the content that y'all watching in this video. I think I figured out what's going on with our blueberry plants. So I noticed some webbing on here. I think we have issues with spider mites and possibly caterpillars as well, because right here, I'm not sure if y'all able to see this on the video, but I have some webbing that's going on. So what I decided I'm gonna do, and I want y'all to kind of piggyback off this to tell me if y'all have ever tried this before. What I think I'm gonna do is get some BT. I've never tried BT before, but after I did some research, they say it works really well for spider mites and caterpillars. So since I believe I have an issue with both, I'm gonna try that out. The video that y'all watching now, I did come back out later on in the evening and spray it down with neem oil, but I'm noticing that I'm still having this issue. So that's why I decided to come back out and investigate the issue some more. So because I don't have experience with BT, I would like for y'all to chime in the comments to let me know if y'all have ever used it before, if y'all notice that it actually works or not. I would love to know y'all inputs on it. I also decided to go ahead on and start putting some beer traps around. So I got some slug traps last year, if y'all remember, because we had a huge issue with slugs. Now the things that I tried last year was copper tape. I also tried the beer. I tried sugar and yeast, which is like the same effect as the beer because it has that yeast smell. And I also tried the copper wire. Now the copper tape, it does work really well, and the beer traps worked really well, but the only thing with the copper tape is when it rains a lot and stuff like that, it does make the tape not stick as well. Now the good thing about the snail traps that we got last year, they do have lids to them. Even though I have this in the greenhouse, I decided to go ahead on and put the lid on it as well. And our yard man came, y'all. That's why it's like grass and stuff on our cucumber plant. But I wanted to show y'all this. This is what it looks like. I wanted to do this really for preventive measures. I don't have any slugs or anything like that in here. Basically, I'm taking the issues that I had last year and kind of starting preventive measures early so I won't have the same issue again, because last year when I started gardening, I didn't know anything about pests. So when I came out and I noticed that I had pest damage, I didn't think nothing of it, so I kind of let it get out of control. So now I'm trying to stop an issue before it actually becomes an issue, if y'all know what I mean. Now, even though I do have different beds this year, I don't have the beds that's directly on the concrete. I have the Vago raised beds. I still decided to put the traps in just to be on the safe side, y'all, because one thing about pests that I've learned, if they want some, they're gonna figure out every way to get to it. So this is the one that I have in the easy cube, and we don't have any activity in here besides like little flies that just fell in here. And then I also have a beer trap in the bed where Frank is, but I'm not gonna show y'all that. Y'all kind of get the picture. But yeah, y'all, I'm really trying to be intentional about taking preventive measures this year. Now I will say this, I have noticed a lot of like moths, the little white moths in our yard. lately. So I'm thinking they laying eggs and doing their thing as well. So y'all definitely leave in the comments if y'all have ever used BT. I'm trying to find things that won't affect the pollinators but still be effective with the pests. So please feel free to let me know in the comments. But anyways, I ain't gonna hold y'all up on this clip. I just wanted to insert this clip just to get y'all input on what y'all thought about doing the BT, because I think I figured out what's been attacking our blueberry plants. I think it's spider mites and caterpillars. So if y'all have had an issue with either of those and y'all have used BT, y'all definitely feel free to leave in the comments what y'all use. Because I'm gonna drop this video today, it's gonna be kind of like in real time. Y'all be able to tell me like, yeah girl, go ahead on and try it out, or no, it don't really work. So y'all leave in the comments, and yeah, I hope y'all enjoying the video so far. And then our chaos flower bed is doing this little 1-2-1-2. Y'all said y'all like to hear the updates, so I'm giving y'all the updates. And I asked y'all too in the last video, do y'all think I should cut the onion leaves? Y'all told me no, because I should have cut them before I planted them down. Now it's kind of like I need to let them do what they gonna do. So we're gonna see what happens. I ain't gonna mess with them, y'all, because I sure was about to come through with some scissors and get the Edward scissor hand in these things. But we just gonna continue to fertilize it. If we get an onion harvest this year, great. If we don't, that's fine too. We'll just try it again next year. And also our potatoes that we just did today, this is where they're gonna go. I don't know if I said that to y'all, but that's the first bucket we did, and I'm about to pour the other bucket over here as well. And this where it's gonna stay. Now when I tell y'all I ain't do nothing to this mint over the winter fall, I ain't do nothing to it. Mint don't give a dang, y'all. It's like I'ma do what I'ma do, cause I sure thought it was gone, but it ain't. And I feel like it's only right we go check on Frank too, because Frank is a part of the family now, whether y'all like it or not. Y'all know, because I know some of y'all was like, I don't want to see Frank. Well, close y'all eyes, because Frank is a part of our family. Last time I was out here, he was hanging out on the Swiss chard leaf. He loved them Swiss chard leaf, y'all. He on the smaller ones this time. My boy just be chilling, living his best life. And y'all remember I told y'all that I was going to harvest in the last video. I took up whole plants. I don't know if this gonna come back or not, but I went on and left it down. It don't look like it is, because it kind of look like it's rotted. But even if it don't, it's fine, because I felt like this bed was way overcrowded. I told y'all that I wanted a big, full, pretty bed, and I still do want a big, full, pretty bed. But when it get too full to where it don't have room for other stuff to grow, that's when I kind of got to move some stuff out the way and plan accordingly. Oh, and I tried the tassel, and I actually enjoyed it, y'all. I just sauteed it with some garlic, a little bit of ginger, some salt, pepper, and some butter, and that was it. And it was actually really good. Oh, and another thing I want to tell y'all, we're gonna do some more cucumbers. I'm gonna start them inside though, because last year I tried my first homegrown cucumber and I loved it so much. Now I'm bougie. I ain't had a cucumber since then, because I ain't been able to get none from the yard. I feel like I can't eat none from the store, y'all. And I promise y'all, I ain't had one since last summer, because I just couldn't get over the taste of how good a fresh, crisp cucumber is. So I was like, I ain't buying none from the store. If you want some cucumbers, you got to grow them yourself. That's how you gonna get them. So I got the ones that's in the bed up top, and then I got the one that's in the greenhouse, and then I got one in the green stock. But I'm gonna do some more, because I want an abundance of cucumbers flopping in. So yeah, but I think that's gonna be it for this video, y'all. Y'all had fun. I had fun hanging with y'all. If y'all made it this far, make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and leave a potato emoji. Y'all done left potato emoji plenty of times, but that's all right. Leave it one more time for your girl. Leave a potato emoji, and I'll see y'all in the next video.